Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ryan, your host, and I'm welcoming you to my review of Land of the Lost. We're taking a look at Land of the Lost from 2009. Now, this is a movie I definitely did remember, but I never really finished it back in the day. For those who don't know what Land of the Lost is, Land of the Lost, I believe, Land of the Lost, I'm getting a little tongue-tied there, was a TV show created by Sid and Marty Krofft, who also was the two men responsible for the H.P. Pufnstuf from the 1960s, and they have a feature film made by Universal called Pufnstuf, which is also they also produced this movie. So this is a movie that has Will Ferrell. I'll run down the cast in this. So we got Will Ferrell as the lead, Danny McBride, Anna Farrell, Jerome Tacone, who also he would also team up The Lonely Island, and he actually would direct Popstar and MacGruber. So this is also directed by Brad Spellenberg. Spellenberg? I always get that wrong. I covered a movie last year called Casper, and although I loved Casper, and that made, I believe, my honorable mentions list. This movie, not so much. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about Land of the Lost, because there's a lot of problems with this movie. So, I'll run down the plot. A has-been scientist, Dr. Rick Marshall, who gets more than he bargains for when he expected, takes a wrong turn into the Land of Lost. Now Marshall has a crack-smart research assistant, Holly, and a redneck survivalist named Will, which is weird because Will Ferrell plays a different character, but there's a guy named Will. That's just bizarre. Has no weapons, few skills, and questionable smarts to survive. In a world full of murderous dinosaurs, fantastic creatures, and laugh-out-loud comedy. Honestly, laugh-out-loud comedy is kind of misleading because I didn't laugh a single bit. Although there were some that made me chuckle, it didn't make me laugh enough. And there's a lot of problems with this movie. The positive I did like about this movie is it gives you the vintage 1970s, 80s Universal logo. It even says right there, a Universal picture. So it kind of gives you the old, classic logo. And I did look up why studios do that, is because nostalgic. Could be nostalgic, celebrate the studio's centennial, something like that. But this movie has a lot of problems. So right at the beginning, Will Ferrell plays Rick Marshall, and he basically is this has-been scientist, and he's interviewed by Matt Lauer. Yeah, they use Today Show, which is NBC, which Universal owns NBC. But yeah, they use that. So right off the bat, we see, again, like I said, with Will Ferrell, and he interviews Matt Lauer, and that interview is not great. So now they're deciding they want to go time travel. So they meet up with Danny McBride, who is sort of like this guy who owns this used shop in the riverbank. So they go down the riverbank and they're rowing and they're on a ride and they fall through the portal and enter into this mysterious island. And then we get those Land of Lost creatures. Sorry if I bumped that. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. So we get these mysterious creatures. One of them is actually played by Jerome Tacone. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So he he's one of the creatures there, and basically now they have to survive from aliens, and just everything happens. Craziness ensues, like I said before. It's just, there are moments that just gets into the kind of funny moments. It makes you smile to just plain gross. Like, it gets really gross. Like, the scene where, okay, so Dr. Marshall has to survive. So what does he do? He has a gallon of urine. So he literally dumps urine all over himself and even drinks the urine to survive. This is another scene where he gets bit by a mosquito, and the mosquito gets really big, and somehow he's like all pale white and sick. It almost reminds me a little bit of the Ren and Stimpy joke where they go camping and I believe Ren gets hit with a bunch of mosquitoes. That's funny. This is just gross. It's just not a funny moment. It's a fun kind of bad. It's a fun kind of bad. But the fun just wears out when you have so much gross scenes and it doesn't decide whether it wants to be funny or whether it wants to be gross. It's less funny and more gross. It to me does not work. I really was hoping it was going to work, but it just, I don't have a clue what they were thinking. I give the director credit for trying something different, but in the line, to me, it didn't work. I will give it this. Some of the visuals and the island looks incredible. The sets, the set decoration, the cinematography, all that is great. Thumbs up on that. But when you have a movie that's just not funny and bores me more, that does not make a good movie. I think this is a solid cast. I think Will Ferrell is good. Danny McBride is great. But for me, it didn't work, and it just does not. Laughs and frills, laugh out loud funny. I use that in quotations. If it's supposed to laugh out loud in comedy, I'm supposed to laugh out loud. I never saw the original Land Lost, although I take that back. I've seen the 1991 Nickelodeon reboot. I've seen the one, I saw the one that Nickelodeon rebooted, and that had, I believe, Timothy Bottoms. That I did see. I didn't even know that was even the Sid and Marty Krofft. I saw that as a kid, but I did not see the original 1975 version, and I did like the Nickelodeon version. That was entertaining. I don't know if it relates into that, or is it like the same thing but with different characters. But for me, I would rather watch episodes of the Nickelodeon series, the reboot, the one that Nickelodeon did. That was entertaining, but that was more of a father with his two kids surviving the island. This is basically about a doctor and a friend and another scientist. I don't know what to say. I will say Holly was really good. Her character, she's sort of like the tough character. I don't want to say damsel in distress. This movie's PG-13, which I get why it's PG-13. I'm trying to see why it's PG-13. Yeah, it doesn't say. It says crude and sexual content and for language, including a drug reference. So, yeah, that's why I got PG-13. Ultimately, it's a family movie, but it didn't feel like a family movie. It just felt like, oh, I forgot to mention that Adam McKay produced this movie. That was Will Ferrell's frequent collaborator, who worked with him since, I believe, Talladega Nights. And he go and work with him in Step Brothers and the other guys. I just didn't find this at all funny. Will Ferrell's very funny. He was great in Curious George, which I did cover on the channel though. But I felt Will Ferrell was there to say, nah, I'll just take the check, guys. give me the check. It's the same thing that I compared to the Chipmunks movies. Most of the cast was there to just grab a paycheck. This felt like that. Aside from many visuals, and aside from the visuals and Will Ferrell has a great charisma and the vintage Universal logo, but other than that, yeah, you're gonna wanna, yeah, let's just go ahead and end it right now. At the end of the day, I can't recommend Land of Lost. I'm sorry. It's just too bad, because you think with somebody like Danny McBride and Will Ferrell, these guys are funny. And like I said again, guys, sorry about the glare. Hope the glare goes. Yeah, the glare is gone. So if there was glare in the video, I do apologize. But for this movie, it's just not a fun. It just wasn't funny. I expected Will Ferrell to be funny. I saw this back in the day in 2009, but again, like Curious George, I never did finish this movie. And I'm going to have to break the mold. It's probably going to make it on my worst list at the end of the year. It's too bad, because you got a director like Brad Spellenberg, who can direct, and he's a good director. I've covered Casper. There's a DreamWorks movie made called Lemony Snicket's Series of Fortunate Events, and I'm going to cover that on the channel. But in a whole, I just didn't think Land of Lost worked. Honestly, you're just going to want to watch the Nickelodeon series. You'll have a better time watching that. So stick with the Nickelodeon show, in my opinion. Just go watch the Nickelodeon show. I don't know if that show's on YouTube, but I'm just going to tell you right now, Nickelodeon version is better than this. This is not total dumpster fire, but it just didn't entertain me as well. So I advise you to stay far away from Land of Lost. If you do want to check the movie out, you can. But if you do like Will Ferrell, or if you like Danny McBride and you want to see a Will Ferrell jungle movie in a different planet as an adventure movie, you might want to check it out. But for everybody else, just stay far away from this one. So let's go ahead and rate this right now, guys. I'm going to give Land of Lost a 2 out of 5. There's just so many problems that shy away from being just would have been. If it was a little more funnier, this movie just would come off as just okay. It just would come out as okay. But it's what I like to say, it's a fun, bad movie. There are fun moments, but there are too many bad moments that would make it into a fun movie. It's a fun kind of bad. And it's fun I watch it, but it's just bad that I watch it. It's not horrible. It's just not a good movie. So, yeah, stay far away from Land of Lost. Like I said, guys, if you do want to check this out, you can check this out. For me, I don't see myself go back to watch this. It's probably going to make it on my worst list at the end of the year. There's just so many bad that's keep away from being fun. I try my best to review this, but I just felt bored within the whole way through. The vintage Universal logo was cool, but even the vintage Universal logo could not save this mess of a movie. So that's my view of Land of the Lost. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content on the channel, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, ring the bell to get the video notifications so you don't miss a single video on my channel, guys. I'm also on Letterboxd, guys, so you can check out all the cool content I put on the channel. There's tons of really good stuff on the channel, from Universal reviews to DreamWorks reviews to Vlog City. Just lots of good content in the channel. So don't miss a single video on the channel, guys. I got a lot of content. Like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell and ring the bell to get the video notifications so you don't miss a single video on the channel. As for Land of Lost, guys, it was just not an entertaining movie from start to finish. Like I said, guys, it's a fun kind of bad movie. But like I said, I just felt more bored with watching this movie. So yeah, again, I'm probably not going to watch this one anytime soon. So that's it, guys. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies.